We're standing by.
Stand by, stand by.
That's the way it happens. We just standing by all the time like this and doing mic checks. All right.
Are we on? This thing on?
Yeah.
Hello?
That was good. Testing 1, 2.
Testing.
Mic's
Testing.
testing.
Yeah, we're
Testing.
good.
Testing.
We're back live again for guest number 42,342 of the day on this happy Friday here in Pigeon Forge.
But we're excited that we are live and we just had the best barbecue ever.
Yes, barbecue is yummy, and I am no longer hungry like I was whining about all morning long before now.
I know.
Zip it over there. Zip it.
Our director is very upset because we didn't bring back a bear claw.
Yeah, he apparently wanted dessert, and we apparently did not bring it. So,
No. But you can help us out. This is something that will make him very happy. If you go right down there below on the video, hit that share button. Yes. Share it out. Tell your friends. Do some comments. That will make him happy.
yeah, and like it, and you can even love it.
Please love it. Make those little hearts float across there. We love that.
Hearts floating,
Yes, when you mash it, the heart.
Oh, that kind of
Yeah,
heart
that-
floating. All right, just making sure.
Yes. So now, hopefully we're ready for the show. We got some great guests coming up.
Yes, we do.
We've got all these pictures. If you all can see these out here, we got great pictures. The lady that took these is on set with us. Right after that, we got a ghost.
Yes, because Mama loves some ghost stuff. Now we have some ghost and paranormal and a very famous ghost hunter joining us today.
So you have to watch this show and the next one too. Mm-hmm. All right, I think Bob's about ready for us to go to the show.
Yeah, I think he's going to push the mute button.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Today on In My Shoes, our sponsor is Grill Billy's Barbecue. Stop down at Grill Billy's on 66 at Knife Works. Ask for Jeff Foxworthy to get the best barbecue in town.
You make the sun shine. You seem to stop time. You make me feel like I'm walking on cloud number 9. You make the raindrops.
Hey, thanks for watching In My Shoes, and I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Susan, and we've got a fun day ahead of us. But first of all, we want to talk about food because I've been talking about food all day long. But I'm no longer hungry like I was earlier because we
Had some
had
barbecue.
lunch. Barbecue's yummy.
Down at Grill Billy's on Highway 66, down at the Knife Works, best barbecue in town.
Yes, it is. The best barbecue. And you kind of get some pseudo entertainment there because the guy that runs it looks and sounds just like Jeff Foxworthy.
You might be a redneck if you don't go down and eat some of that barbecue.
So be sure to go try some Grill Billy's because it's really yummy.
Yeah, it is. You know, I want to holler at Jamie down there. He's actually the owner. He's the one that does Jeff Foxworthy. So, hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
Do you have any other shout-outs you want to do?
Yes, I want to shout out to a big fan of mine that has been following me for years. Papa, if you're watching in Memphis, hey, life is good.
And I got a shout-out for a Shelby Isbell at 3 Point, Tennessee. Hey, Shelby.
Hey, Shelby.
And also, one of our guests has a shout-out for a Texas person.
Tim Hurst, fellow Texan here, shouting out for you. Hello. Glad
right.
you're joining us.
Now, let's get to the show. I'm excited about what we got.
We've got a great show today, an amazing photographer. I've seen some of her work, and it's just very, very beautiful. So I'd like to welcome to the show Miss Gina Tussey.
Hey, hey,
It's good
Gina.
to be here.
Good to have you here.
Well, I am blown away by these pictures. I just want to talk about this pig first. Though.
Absolutely.
There is a picture here, and I see it's on the camera. You've got it. A pig, and he's like got a flying hat on, and his little tail stuck out. Wow, how did you do this?
Well, I have a friend who comes to see us quite often, and she actually owns this pig, and his name is Popo. Popo the pig. And he models for me quite often. And this particular shot, we were going for something that was aviator. We made the little hat for him. We made the little scarf and everything.
So that's not Photoshop. That's a
No,
real hat.
that is actually right out there. We made it for him. And this actually is titled Amelia Oinkhart.
Amelia Oinkhart. Oh, wow.
He is a super little pig. He really is.
So does he know he's getting his picture taken?
He is a ham.
No pun intended.
Now, how do you get him to stand like this and pose? And
Well, he has an addiction to Honey Nut Cheerios. So he will just about do anything for that. He really would, and he just poses completely beautifully for Cheerios and sometimes carrots, but don't tell his mama that I give him healthy food.
Oh, no, wouldn't want that.
well, you know, like we got a director that would probably do a lot of stuff if we would buy him a
Bear
claw.
claw, yeah.
But we didn't. But anyhow, there's several different styles of pictures here and stuff. I mean, I see you take some of people, but you got a lot of animals. Is animals your thing? Or?
I would say probably about half my business is animals, whether it's horses, pigs, chickens, ducks, cows, llamas. I have a studio, so they either come to me or I go to them. We have a great time, but I also do a ton of business portraits, believe it or not. We do quite a bit of commercial work, families, some children, and a few weddings a year.
Wow. Now, you said you have business accounts and stuff. Can you name some of those?
I can. I actually worked a little bit with Buddy's Barbecue.
Wow.
Now, that's not what the pig is modeling for. Okay, let's clarify this. Let's just clarify.
That was a close one. Like I said, with Buddy's Barbecue and a few others as well. We do a few celebrities here and there. I actually did Marshall Andy once. I don't know if you remember him from the old cowboy days on television on PBS. We've done all sorts of people. But my favorite is always going to be people who just have interesting stories to tell.
Now, are you an animal trainer as well?
Oh, goodness, no. My husband calls me a duck whisperer, if that helps.
Because you had a duck, a pet duck.
I sure did. Little Tucker, he lived to be 10 and a half years old. He was basically lived at my studio and was my office manager and my blogger.
And would come greet you.
Yes, he would. He was always happy to run to the door to meet everybody. He was quite adorable. He was probably one of the most well-traveled car ducks ever.
And he just passed away.
Yes.
About a week.
About 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
And that's okay. He lived a long, healthy life, and he spent most of his time in the car traveling with me or in his playpen at the office. So he was the kid's delight.
Wow.
Well, in case you're wondering, too, sitting next to Gina, is Shauna, who does our makeup and hair, and she's joining us.
I'm a longtime friend of Gina's, and we've worked together, so that's why I'm kind of sitting in.
Moral support, cheerleader.
And actually, the middle photo there is a collaboration that she and I did.
That's a beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful
the
photo,
lady
beautiful
down here at the
woman.
bottom. Yes.
Yes, thank
So you done the makeup on that, and you done the actual photography.
The photography and the set building. I don't do what they call boudoir. I do what we call sensual storytelling, which is on the woman's point of view, not necessarily on a man's point of view. Because really, to empower ourselves, we want to show everybody how we look to ourselves, not being maybe hypersexualized or whatever, like so many of the editorial magazines do. So I sit down with ladies and we discuss what they want to show, and most of the time it's like the 1940s or 1950s, or I want to be a Victorian princess or something like that. So we build everything around that idea of theirs and just make it a great day. And
one of them we did, she was like a GI, the old...
Fly girl.
Yeah. And I did the little swoop roll in the 30s?
40s. She was a war bond girl.
Look.
So basically, if someone had like a fantasy of having pictures of back, so I always thought I lived in the 20s or the 60s.
Oh, you're a flapper.
The roar.
Yeah, that was my thing, And so if I wanted to have my pictures back for the 20s, I can come to you and we would work a set for that.
Oh, absolutely. Not only would you build a set, I have a few costumers that we work with. We get you the clothing, hair and makeup, and we make an entire day out of it. If you'd like to bring a bottle of wine, you can. I'm always happy to you to have a good time as well, because it's an all-day event. You're the only client I have that day, and we just make it a fun family event.
Now, you said you like to do photographs to tell people's story. What inspired you to do this? How did you end up doing this?
Well, I started out, I actually joined the Air Force and left little old Maryville, Tennessee for 10 years to go see the big bad world and went to Ohio.
All right. Ohio.
And traveled around, lived in Europe for a while. while I was over there, I was restationed into combat camera, which is a little different than taking care of children sometimes. Sometimes it's combat. But it basically kind of started there and took a few art classes and found out that I fell in love with photography. Started working mostly travel photography. I wanted to be like a National Geographic photographer. And ended up meeting some very fabulous National Geographic photographers. And they said, we love your work, but perhaps you'd better stick to people. Wah. Okay. that was all right, but he pointed me in the correct direction of people and pets, and that's where I found my calling.
Wow. So
And
how
she's award winner. In fact,
award.
you notice
not horse like
award
Horse
winning photographer.
award winners. Tell us about some of the awards that you won.
Well, in 2008, I won the Pinnacle Award for photography, and it means the top of the top of the top. And it was really great. It was a big event, and they handed me a $25,000 check. And
Wow, you're buying lunch later. Wait a
we sign
minute.
up. We need to talk to our director about getting signed up for some of the awards.
that's right. And then started entering through the Professional Photographers of America. Ended up with my master's degree 2 years ago. I got my craftsman degree in January. I'm a certified professional photographer, and numerous awards throughout the United States and internationally. Actually, The Pig was a national award-winning shot as well.
Wow.
I love that picture.
I do too. I
Yeah.
might take that home with me.
Well, I think it's just a matter of once you become passionate about what you're doing, you want to share it. And I've been known to be the quirky photographer in downtown Maryville anyway, or actually pretty much East Tennessee, and the premier pet photographer in East Tennessee.
Now, how do you get especially? I'm a cat person. Okay. I can't even get my cats to. They make me sit. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get these two cats to pose for that long and sit like that? They're beautiful.
Well, you would be surprised at what you can do with feathers taped to your head and shaking a kitty box,
I can
full of
just see
crap.
this. Have a camera, just feathers.
Absolutely. You're going to set it up on a tripod anyway. Working with cats.
That's hilarious.
And duck calls. I wear a necklace with duck calls and clackers and things like that to get their attention. I kind of look like a carnival walking around the studio.
Now, how would someone get a hold of you if they have to be interested in this? How would someone get a hold of you?
Well, I have a website, GinaTussey-stationhousephotography.com. I'm also on Facebook.
Now, Gina is the G-E-N-A.
G-E-N-A. right.
G-E-N-A.
Right, but you can literally Google me, and it comes up. I'm probably the only Gina Tussey pet photography, maybe in the world. I
And
hope.
where's your studio?
I am in downtown Maryville,
Okay.
105 North Court Street. We're in the quirky historic area.
Now, didn't you have a different studio?
I did actually across the street. Just literally, we moved across the street. It looked like a carnival once again going across the street. It's just a great area. It's quiet. Maryville's it's not kind of happening as Sevier County is at times, but the whole neighborhood's really wonderful. It's a good artistic community down there, and all the buildings, because they're historic, they're very quirky and odd, and perhaps sometimes haunted. Speaking of
Hey, that's a good thing. 'Cause we've got one of the best ghost hunters coming up pretty soon.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. Now, do you come up and do photography here in the Smoky Mountains?
I do in the area. The Smokies requires a permit in order for a professional photographer to work in it. And so I tend to stay on the outskirts and on people's farms or my own because of where I'm located. We also have the Maryville Amphitheater and the Greenbelt Park right there, and all up and down through Townsend that you can use without having to pay a permit. And you try to keep it that's based on the people, not on your vision of what it is. And so I try to tell their story and not mine.
Wow.
Well, we appreciate you being on our show, and please come back. I know you got some other talents you want to talk about. Please come back to our show. Thank you, Shauna, for sitting in, and thank you all for watching In My Shoes. And I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Susan, and don't forget to climb that mountain and find that sunshine behind the clouds.
Bye. Today on In My Shoes, our sponsor is Grill Billy's Barbecue. Stop down at Grill Billy's on 66 at Knife Works. Ask for Jeff Foxworthy to get the best barbecue in town.